Well, hello there folks, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for clicking on the video, it's always very much appreciated. Slightly different location, I'm not in the woods or alternatively up a mountain. So I'm up on the west coast of Scotland at the moment, going to be doing a bit of an adventure tomorrow. But there's a bit of a storm coming in, so I'm hunkering down in the van. I've been trying to shoot this video outside, not much luck. It's just blowing an absolute hoolie out there. So I've hunkered into the actual van itself just to keep myself warm. So I'm actually going to be doing a gear review video on a product that I've been using for quite a while now and absolutely love it to bits, but there's a second generation model of it come out just now, so Sunblesa have actually sent it through for me to have a little play with, a little bit of a test and do a bit of review of. I will apologise, there's going to be quite a lot of traffic going past the actual back of the van there because I'm just in a lay-by up in Untitled at the moment. But what I want to do just now, I'll just show you. So as I said, it's a Sunblesa H11 head torch. Now, basically the head torches I've been using in the past have actually been the black diamonds. And I've been using them for quite a while, but the situation I was finding with them is they are quite bulky, they were quite heavy. This one's a little bit old, it's probably 3 years old or 2 years old, I think it might be. But it's non-rechargeable, so it's actually batteries. So the actual head torch itself, by the time I've got the head torch and the batteries, it's over 100 grams. But what I was also then finding was when I was going into the mountains, I was either having to take another head torch, or alternatively I had spare batteries, which I always had. So I was the 100 grams plus the actual batteries. So it was quite weighty. Now the Sunblesa, the new one, the H11, is actually 45 grams. So I will always have two head torches with me. So by having the two of these in it, it's actually still lighter than having the one of the black diamonds in it. So big difference when it comes to the actual weight. And again, when the bag is circa 15 kilos, it's massive difference every single gram that you can possibly try and save. Just makes it easier getting up into the mountains. So what I'll do is I'll take it out of the actual package. One of the other things I really like about it is the actual packaging itself. Now it's a really hard case, really solid case, which again I'll show you once I actually open it up. But really solid. What I tend to find is just put it in the bag, I don't need to worry about it whatsoever, whereas the other one before I was always being a bit cautious with it in case it got damaged. So really robust, but a couple of times I've actually knelt on it where it's been in the tent underneath the bag, sleeping bag or whatever it may be. So having that as solid as it is, just to me is a massive advantage. So the head torch itself, it's 365 lumens. So you've got a very low settings, which is only 4 lumens, which will last up to 200 hours. Or alternatively, when you're in your max, you're talking about 45 minutes. Now I tend to use the one down from max, and that will give me 5 hours, which again is a huge amount, especially when you've got two head torches. Now the other thing I always have with me as well is a battery pack. So if there is a situation where I do need to charge devices, GoPros or whatever, I can charge them up in the mountains. So I've got that as a backup to the 10 hours of conceivable light, or alternatively just dropping it down one of the actual settings. Now this has also got a red SOS as well, which is really handy. So again, I'm going to take it out of the actual packet itself just now. So in the packet, it actually comes with your instructions there. It's got your USB-C cable just there as well. But the actual torch is so small, so light, and again it's got its adjustment just there for just putting on your actual head, adjustable strap on it. It's just so light. It just immediately when you actually pick it up, it's just, that's one of the main things that you actually notice on it. Now what I'm going to do later on is when it does get dark, I'm going to go out and shoot some footage of the actual beams and how far the beams go. So I'll do that with that one and also with the black diamond as well, just so you can see how good it actually is. So on this, I'm going to do a bit of a sort of closer overview of the actual product itself and also the packaging. So here's the packaging that it actually comes with. So as I said, really robust, and then when you open it up, you've got your wee mesh net just there where you've got your USB cable, instructions, and then it's also got your how to turn it on the first instance. But the actual head torch itself, USB-C port just down the bottom just for charging it, and then you've got your full adjustment just in the back there, and on the back there as well you've got a rubber strip just to sort of hold it in position on your head, but it doesn't feel uncomfortable whatsoever. And again on the strap, fully adjustable, but it's also got reflective strips down the side of it as well, which is really handy if you're up in the mountain with another person. Now, again, I keep going on about it, it's the weight. To me, it just, for the weight of the actual product, at 45 grams, for how bright it actually is, but also value for money, which I'll go through in a little bit. But I'm going to try not to actually blind you, but on here we've got two different buttons. So on the right hand side it controls the sort of lower lumens and also the SOS, and then on the left hand side here, as I'm sitting looking at it, is the main actual button itself. So it starts off just in the first, slightly brighter, and then goes red, press and hold, and it'll start doing the red SOS. And again, you can press it again and it actually just does a constant flash, which again, up in the mountains, if you were having trouble, it'd be really, really good. Then on the left hand side, again, try not to blind you, but you've got low settings, medium, and then your high. So just phenomenal. So again, I'll show you that later on when we're actually outside. And again, as soon as it gets dark, we'll get the head torch actually out so you can see the beam that it creates. I've just done a trip to Glencoe with this into the hills, and just unreal. Really, really, really surprised and blown away by how good it actually was. But as I said, the main thing to me is value for money, but also the 45 grams. So what we'll do is we'll skip now to the actual the nighttime shots, and I'll show you some of the actual how far the beam actually goes. So I'm going to do it onto the side of the van just so you can actually see it. So it's blowing a hoolie, so just so you can get a chance to see it. So first setting, second setting, and then the red. And then if you press and hold the red, as I said, it starts doing SOS. And then if you press it again, it puts it onto strobe. So really impressive. And then left hand button, you've got first setting, second setting, and then main setting. Now the second, the sort of one down from this is the one that will give you about 5 hours, which is the one I normally use. This is a full one where it's kicking in at the sort of realistically sort of 40 minutes. I've got sort of 45, 50 minutes actually out of it without any problem at all. And what we're going to do is turn this off and then put the black diamond one on just to try and give you an impression as well. So again, nice and bright, bit more central, but still very, very good. But again, the thing I keep going back to is this value for money. That Sunblesa one, for the price of it, it's not dramatically different. I don't see the big difference in the actual light itself. But I'm going to turn the camera round so you can actually see the two beams put onto the path. So first off, that's the Sunblesa one. So as you can see, a huge amount of beam. And again, if I was coming off a mountain, that would be perfectly okay. And again, really sort of like from the point of view of just directly in front of me. And then, as I said, the black diamond one, but a bit more centralized, which again would be good. But again, I just think that Sunblesa one, for the value for money on it, it's just absolutely fantastic. So I think you'll agree, really, really good piece of kit. I absolutely love it, and I'll be taking this on all my winter trips, all my summer trips, etc. as well. Every time I go hiking, I've always got it with me. So really, really nice piece of kit. But I think one of the big things I like about it as well is value for money. You know, I think it's $29.99 at the moment, and when you look at that torch and the performance of it, as you've seen in the video there, you know, there's a lot of torches out there that you're sort of talking £100, £200 that aren't as good as that, in my opinion. So as I said, well impressive, really, really nice piece of kit. I'm going to put a link to this below so you can actually click on it and have a little look. They've got other things there as well. One of the lights I've got in my van is actually what's known as a bivvy light, and it's magnetic, and I can just position it wherever I actually want in the van, inside and outside as well. So again, another really good piece of kit from them. Okay, so thanks very, very much for watching, very much appreciated, and we'll see you in the next adventure. Bye bye.